What's up, everybody? Good morning, good morning, good morning. Or good evening, good night, wherever you are. This is Will, black man in the village from the Philippines now. I'm calling this my home now, you guys. The United States would be my go to visit, then come back home. That's how much I love the Philippines, you guys. So for those who are new, go ahead and hit that subscribe channel. Oh, the bugs are bad this morning out here. Hit that like button for those who've been around. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Those subscriptions very much appreciated. You guys see the beauty behind me. So I've been here in the Philippines 3 years now. So for those who are new, let me give y'all a little background. So for those who heard the story before, you can either listen again and enjoy, or if you got something important to do. So you see, I hate bugs. That was a big old bug that just flew by me. But so I'm from the United States. I'm from South Central LA, you guys. South Central LA. Watts. Grew up in some projects called Jordan Projects. For those want to see what Jordan Projects look like, go ahead and Google the Jordan Projects. I'm not sure. I think if they're not tore down now, I think they were in the process some years ago tearing them down now. But that's where my roots are at. I was born in Brooklyn, New York, went to California when I was 1, so I know nothing about New York. But I was raised in the projects. I was a ghetto boy. Bad, you guys. I was so bad. Man, I was so bad. Even my mama knew I was bad. Well, I mean, one time I was asleep. And till this day, I still think I saw some heads coming through the wall. It was a clown, you guys. And it was messing with me. It was like popping out through the wall. And I started screaming. And I think I was only about 8 or 9 years old. My mama ran in there. She was like, "Boy, what's going on? What's wrong with you?" I was like, "Mama, a clown head, it keeps coming through the wall." You know what my mama told me? Pardon my French. She said, if your damn ass wouldn't be so bad, that clown head wouldn't be coming through the wall. So, but I know I was seeing a ghost when I was little. But that's how bad I was. There was 5 of us. It was the Mosley boys, because my father's last name is Mosley. I was the oldest out of us 5, and I got a twin brother. So I grew up seeing a lot of violence and drugs and crime and robbery. Grew up watching men abuse women. You know, I grew up watching my mother get abused. That's why when I see a man abusing a woman or talking back to a woman or hitting a woman, I despise that man. There's no reason at all for a man to put his hands on a woman. You walk away because they already can't beat you. So if you're a man and you putting your hands on a woman, you ain't no man. You ain't no man. But you know, with that said, guys, growing up, I got into so much stuff, and I should have been dead a long time ago or in prison. I think I really had an angel on my back. I really do. I had got myself in so many predicaments where the outcome should have been different, but it wasn't. It was something that was always getting me out of trouble. At a very early age, things were happening to me which should have been worse, but it wasn't. Because very first time, I think I was about 4 years old, and was going to a preschool. Preschool was right there in the projects, but it was a little alleyway. We just walked right across the alleyway. We're in the projects. We're in the preschool. So one morning, a guy came flying through the alleyway, and I hesitated. Then I ran out trying to beat the car. That car hit me, you guys. I flew up in the air, maybe about 10, 12 feet. I hit the ground. No broken bones. The only thing I had was a bruise on my left hip, and it hit me in the hip. Nothing broken. But you know, as a young kid, you don't think about that. I got up and I went to school. So, you know, that was an incident that I should have been seriously hurt. And then as I was getting older, as a very, very young teen, you know, hanging out with the crowds. I remember I'm standing in a crowd one time, you guys. You know, drive-bys. Back in the day, they used to do some drive-bys. You know, because back then, gangsters had turned into, well, I was a gangster too, but they, you know, turned into punks. They just want to shoot. Wasn't no more fist fight, shoot. We were standing in a crowd one day, you guys, and a car just came swooping through the projects. Maybe about 4 guys in there. They just unloaded into the crowd. A lot of shots fired. And everybody started hitting the ground. But I froze. I didn't even move. I just stand in one spot. They only made about 20 or 30 feet in front of us as they were driving by. And there was a bunch of us. As the bullets finished, I was still standing in that one spot. But I looked around. Right there beside me, one guy was dead. He was hit in the head. Yeah, my heart getting tired, I had to switch it over. But yeah, that one guy was close to me. He got hit in the head. And I could didn't get hit. And this guy was next to me that got hit. So that was another incident that something should have happened to me. So, you know, as I got older, you know, we had no guidance. Watching the older dudes and what they did, because none of our fathers were around. That was our guidance. We seen them making money, and you know, as a young kid, you seeing that stuff and you growing up with it, you can easily be influenced. So me and my brothers, we started getting into a lot of stuff. Started off with stealing, and guys, you know, the projects is some of the worst place you can live. But me and my brothers, we were so bad that we call them housing authorities, the people who work for the projects, they came to my mama's house and told my mama, Miss Mosley, you have to move. They told my mama she had to move out of the projects because her sons were too dang bad. That's how bad we were. We were the Mosley boys. But you know, when I got in the late teens, you guys, I was out there, you know, trying to make my money. Thought I was doing, you know, what I was supposed to have been doing because everybody else was doing it. But I was still always smart, and I always thought about things before I did it, because getting caught was always on my mind. I thought things out before I did it because I was like, man, I ain't gonna get caught. But I remember another time, you guys, I was out in the wrong neighborhood. You know, I had on this, it was a black jacket, what we used to call it, bomber jacket, blue beanie, all the Crip paraphernalia. You know, I'm out in the neighborhood trying to find a girl house. Next thing I know, I was with a friend, and we walked past these dudes, but they didn't do nothing when we walked past them because they were sitting on the curb and they had some bats and stuff in their hand. So I don't know if they were sitting there with the bats for. But after we walked past them, they started yelling out to us, "Hey, what set you from? What set you from?" So we didn't say nothing, but they didn't get up. So we kept walking. They were still sitting. So when we got to the corner and turned to right, I stepped back to look. Oh, they was coming, running with those bats. So me and my friend, we took off, and we were on a busy highway. So we were first together, and my friend took a right on one of the side streets. Nobody followed him. They all followed me. But you know, I was also a track athlete. I was one of them persons who, I went to school maybe twice a week and still was number 13th in the class. I still had a high B average. I used to go to some classes every Friday just to take a test, and I would pass. I remember stuff from the last test and applied and figure out how to do problems, especially in math. But anyway, as I was running, next thing I know, I put about a good 100 yards on these guys. But then I look back, you guys, you know them 10-speed bicycles? Oh, 4 guys, they was coming. And I'm looking, oh my, well, they wanted me. They was coming on these 10-speed bicycles. And then when they got to me, I shot out. I'm talking about busy street. I should have got hit by a car. And I shot out and just ran across to the other side. No car hit me. Then when these guys got to that side, as soon as I tried to shoot back across the street, I slipped in some oil, you guys. Slipped in some oil, man. And I had hit the ground so hard that I was dazed. Then by the time I got up, 2 of them had me by the shirt. And they was like, what set you from, cuz? What set you from, cuz? You know, Crips always say cuz, but they wasn't no Crips. They were Bloods. And, but, you know, they couldn't trick me into saying cuz. That's what they were trying to do. But they saw how I was dressed, that they knew I was associated with Crip. And then by that time, I looked, a crowd of about 15, 20 guys. They was up on me. So they threw me out into the crowd. And the first thing I saw was this guy had a shovel stick about this thick. He cocked it back. It was coming full speed, and he was going right for my head. And I don't know who hen was it, but all I saw was a hen pull the shovel stick out of the air, back away from my head. But after that, these guys were on me. They were hitting me. I was going into and out of conscious, but I never fall. Then they start playing this game. They're trying to see who can knock me out. Then this one dude came through. He hit me so hard, and I was like about to fall. And I could hear them saying, "Oh, you got him, you got him." The next thing I know, out of nowhere, this guy's come out of the crowd. He started yelling at him. He's like, "Get off of him, get off of him." Then somebody hit me again. And then the guy, he was a small guy too, but you know, I think he was one of the top guys. Then after somebody else hit me again, after he told them to get off of me, he said, "The next MF hit him, you're gonna have to deal with me." So he got everybody off of me. He looked at me. He said, and before this guy came, let me tell you this. I can hear them talk, and their plans was to take me to the clubhouse. They was gonna torture me till nighttime. Then still, while I'm still alive, after they torched me, they was gonna throw me over on the highway so a car can finish me off. So this guy, he got him off of me. Then he looked at me. He was like, "Blood, this your lucky day, blood. This your lucky day. I'm gonna let you go." So I was still standing, and he was like, "Blood, this is your last chance. Nobody gonna F with you. I'm gonna let you go. Go, blood. You better go now." Took off. So that was an incident, you guys. Well, I should have been dead. But if you guys like these ghetto stories, I'm finna tell you some more, because I need to write me a book. So, you know, one night I was out, you know, trying to make some money, and my cousin was supposed to meet me at this spot. So, you know, my cousin at that time, he was a crackhead. So he used to come out with me, and, you know, he was older than me. So he'd protect me, and I help him out. So he didn't come out because his mama, I think he was 18 at the time, or 19. No, he was 20. I was 18. His mama locked him in the house so he couldn't come out, because she knew he was going to do bad, but she didn't know he was coming out with me. So I wasn't outside. He had a friend that I was in this friend house, away from my house, making money in this guy's house. And then, so people coming in and out of the house, I'm making me some money. And then when this dude, when he finished, didn't have no more money, he had a daughter, 12 years old. And he tried to offer me his 12-year-old daughter for some more. And I was like, dude, no, you tripping. It's time for me to go. So by this time, it was late, and my cousin never showed up. So I said, man, I just got to take this chance and walk home. I got about a half a block, boom. 3 dudes, they were bloods. They stopped me. And they were like, what's up, blood, what's up? So they checked me. You know, they found my money. They found my stash. And then one guy, he put a gun to my head. And the only thing was going through my mind, because at that time, you know, you got that ghetto mentality that a lot of stuff, you know, is life. And the only thing that was going through my mind was, well, I guess this is it. This is the end. This is how my life gonna end. That's the thought I was going through my head. Not that I was really, really scared. You know, there was some nerves there, like, damn, I'm finna die. But that ghetto mentality is, okay, it is what it is. I guess this was my time. Then all of a sudden, he took the gun down. He said, you know what, blood? He said, this your lucky night. I'm gonna let you go. And he let me go. Don't know why he let me go. Another incident where I should have went to jail. We was out at the spot. You know, I'm only 18. My brothers are 17, 16, 15. We all doing it. So my 15-year-old brother, him and my cousin, the same cousin who's supposed to met me, because, you know, my cousin was a crackhead, and he always trying to help people make money. So, you know, he can get a little something. So, undercover cop hit the spot. Yeah, I knew something was wrong. And so my little brother ran to the car. He's only 15. There go my cousin, he 20. I go to the car. I called my little brother back over there. I was like, Dre, come here. So he come over there. I was like, dude, do you know them? Then he was like, nah. There go my cousin. No, Dre, I know them. They good. So, you know, my intuition, like, okay, something up. So I unloaded all my stash. You know, we had places, you flip up the grass, you put it under the grass. So I had nothing on me. As soon as my little brother sold those people some stuff, within 15 seconds, cops, narcotic cops, city cops came from both sides. There was so many cars out there, had us all. So they had already had my little brother and my cousin handcuffed in the car. They had me and a couple other. Matter of fact, they had my brother, my younger brother, my cousin, and me. We the 3 that was handcuffed. So, and we were sitting on the curb. So they were getting ready to put us in the car, and the only thing that was going through my mind was, God damn, I'm finally finna go to jail. Man, I'm finally finna go to jail. But you know, they didn't see me do nothing. So this sergeant came to get a report, and he was black. So he asked the white cops, because all the other cops was white, and he pointed to my little brother first. He said, what did he do? Well, he sold the stuff to us. And then he said, well, what did he do? Oh, he was waiting. He came to the car. And then he said, okay, and he got to me. He said, well, what did this guy do right here? Now, he didn't do nothing, but he was out here, and he's an adult. He was like, okay, he's an adult, but what did he do? Well, he didn't really do nothing. He said, take the handcuffs off of him. Oh, God. Because I just knew I was going to jail, man, for the first time. Handcuffs came off of me. So that's Angel. That was that angel at work. And guys, that day when my younger brother and my cousin went to jail and the handcuffs came off of me, my little brother came back home because he was only 15. Mom's just went to the station. They released him to her. But my cousin got 3 years. So if those handcuffs wouldn't have came off of me, I already got 3 years in prison too. I got many more stories, but I'm going to tell you just this last story because this is the one that changed my life around. So we were out late at night, doing our thing. I was with one of my other little brothers. So we was in this spot. This time we were in another city. So it was about 2 a.m. in the morning. We at the spot. All of a sudden, the police hit the spot. You guys, police hit the spot. And we just took off running. It's like late at night. Everybody we just took off running. There was so many policemen hit the spot. And, and it was another project, but it wasn't our projects. So, in the projects, they had these, what we call clotheslines, where you hang up your clothes. So they usually have them in the back of the project houses. So I'm running full speed. You can't see these clotheslines at night. And this happened to be a low clothesline. The clothesline hit me right here. I had ripped all of this up. I was running so fast. But then it just swept me off of my feet. And the back of my head was the first thing hit the sidewalk. So it kind of almost knocked me out. And I was dazed. Then I tried to get up, you guys. Then I started falling back. I could hear all the footsteps coming. And then I was falling back down. Then as I was falling, a hand just came out and grabbed me. It was this guy. He was a crackhead. So he pulled me and he running me with him. And I don't know what's going on. I'm still dazed. So, project houses are rectangular. So they long like this. So as we ran around to the side of one, to the left was some bushes. So this guy just grabbed me. He slammed me down some tall bushes, and he laid on top of me. Every single police ran right past us. And the way my brother went, everybody who went that way, police was already waiting on the other end. They like corralled us. But I was in the bushes. After every police passed us, this guy picked me up. My face was all bloody. And behind the bushes was a gate, and there was a hole in the gate. You can't see the hole because the bushes was hiding. So he took me through the hole. We went back up the opposite way. There's another hole, came through that gate. He took me in somebody's house to clean my face up. But I was like, oh man, I'm towed up. I can see my stuff all ripped up. But that's the night, I don't know what all the other guys got, but that's the night my little brother got caught and did 5 years in prison. So if I would have ran on that end too, I'd have did 5 years in prison. And when I got home, I went to Martin Luther King Hospital. We used to call him Killer King. Killer King. It was a hospital that's in the ghetto in Los Angeles. We used to call him Killer King. They used to say, when you go in there, you die. But after that, I came home, I had stitches and stitches and stitches. And now it's about 5:30 in the morning. But after all the chances I've had, I knew, guys, I knew that was my last chance. So 5:30 in the morning, I'm in my mama's living room, and I was like, for the first time I ever prayed before, and I said, still remember the prayer. I said, God, I ain't never ever prayed to you before, but I need your help. I said, I know that's my last chance. And now I don't know what to do. I said, this is the only life I know. I said, you got to send me a sign. Help get me out of this life. Because that was my last chance. You've been saving me, but that's my last. I know that's my last chance. After that, you know, back in the day, you know, TV used to go off at a certain time, and then it just fuzzing the rest of the night. It ain't no 24-hour television. So about 5:30 in the morning, so I decided to turn on that TV. Right after I said that prayer, I turned on that TV. Then as the TV fuzzed in, because your TV fuzzed in back in the day. When that TV fuzzed in, one of them old Uncle Sam commercials, that guy was looking at me. He said, "We want you for the U.S. Army." And I just stared at it. And I just asked God to send me a sign. And I pointed it back at him. I said, that's my sign. 2 days later, I went to go see a recruit. 3 weeks later, I was in basic training. And never looked back, you guys. Never looked back. Got the basic, got in the military. Changed me around, changed my thought process around. Made me a whole better person. Now here I am 60 years later, at age 60, living in the Philippines, retired, living the life when I should have been dead or locked up a long time ago. So I hope you guys enjoy that, but that's my life history. But now I'm on a mission to help and give back, because I took a lot when I was young. So hopefully by the end of my tenure here on earth, I've done enough to give back, to take away all the negative I had done. So, you know, now I know it feels good to give. It feels good to help others. But back in the day when I was a young boy, I ain't give a damn about nobody but me. I ain't give a damn about making my money. And when I went into basic training, you know, our first night in the barracks, you know, they kind of interviewed everybody. And after that interview, the drill sergeant made me the first platoon leader. And at the end of basic training, me and him talked, we were good buddies at the end of basic training. He said, the reason why I made you the first platoon leader, that first talk we had in the barracks, he said, you was one of the most selfish and unconditioned person I've ever seen. So I put you in that position to teach you responsibility and leadership, because you needed that. And he said, that's why I was always on your ass all the time. He said, but now look at you. You one of our best soldiers. So thank you, Drill Sergeant. I was Drill Sergeant Bannister. I don't know, he ain't gonna never remember, but Drill Sergeant Bannister, he was from Panama, 6'7" Drill Sergeant from Panama. And we was at Fort Bliss, Texas. So anybody know a Drill Sergeant Bannister from Panama who worked at Fort Bliss as a drill instructor, you tell him Private Mosley said thank you, because he turned my life around. All right, you guys, so I hope you guys enjoyed that little story. You see, it's like already hot out here, I'm sweating. I'm finna finish this. I ain't even been sipping on it. I hope it's open. I hope no bugs been going in it. But with that said, yeah, I notice now, me and Johnson, we kind of back in the village. So at the end of the month, we don't know what we have planned, but it'll be something good. So, you know, anybody want to help with us planning something special here in the village, go ahead and do so. We're going to figure out what we're going to do, and we'll let you guys know later. But that's what we try to do here. But with that said, Black Men in Village, peace out. Love you guys. So guys, so yeah, and even after I got out of the Army, just to let you know, those incidents that I told you about, that was a few, maybe I had about 7 or 8 incidents that had happened that should have been a really bad outcome. That's what makes me think it was an angel on my back. That even after I got out of the military, when I moved back to California and me and my ex had divorced, And I had custody of my boys, and I flew them out to Virginia to see their mom. And then when they came back, so I was up and living in another city from Los Angeles, so I had to go pick them up at the airport. And as soon as I got on the highway, you guys, this car came speeding down on the on-ramp, but it already started spinning out of control before it hit into the lanes. And it hit into the lanes. It hit this car. This car hit another car. I'm right, because he was right on the side of me at first, and then he sped up and kind of got in front of me. So I couldn't stop, because we going fast. So all I see is cars slam against the wall. Go back that way. I'm still just going in a straight line. Car going in front of me. Another car going that way. My car just glided through. 10 or 12 cars hit each other. Shh. Next thing I know, I'm through. I pull over to the side. I look back. It's a mess. It's a mess. My car got through. Angel on my back. Last story. I hope you guys been enjoying these stories. One night I was asleep, you guys. I was asleep. But then I started having these chest pains. And if, you're conscious, kind of unconscious, and something's not right, something's going on. So in my mind, I'm saying, oh my God, I'm having a heart attack. And I can't wake up. I'm finna die right here in my sleep. And that's what I was thinking unconsciously. Next thing you know, you guys, I woke up, but I was still asleep. But I was in a dark place. It was just all dark. And then I heard a voice. Didn't see nothing. Heard a voice. The voice had said something to the effect that he don't know if he's ready for me. He needs to put me through a test. So this guy, I'm telling you, it seemed like it was so real. So everything was dark, and then all of a sudden, boom, a light popped on. It was a room in front of me. There was a young girl in the room with a baby. And he said, this girl in here, or woman, she's about to hurt her baby. She's a young mother. She's frustrated. You need to go in there and talk to her so she don't hurt that baby. So I went into the room, and I talked to her, and I convinced her not to hurt the baby. Then I came out. And then he said, okay, good. Then, boom, another light came on. It was another room. It was a guy in there. He said, okay, this guy's getting ready to commit suicide. You need to go in there and talk to him, talk him from out of committing suicide. So I went in the room and I talked to this guy, and I stopped him from committing suicide. Came back out. He said, good. He said, now in this next room, it was lit up. It was two old couples. He said, okay. He said, these two people, they've been living in this house right here for a long time. You can see the house. You can see like structure been built over the house. He said, they're trying to build a highway in this area, and nobody's supposed to be in these houses. This house is about to get demolished. You need to go in there and talk to those old people coming out of the house, or they're gonna die. So I went in there, talked to them. I got the old people out of the house. So then when I came out, he said, good. He said, you passed all my tests. I'm not ready for you yet. And right after he said, I'm not ready for you yet, my body just rose up in bed, and I opened my eyes, and I was in a cold sweat. Everything was soaking wet. Crazy, huh? And then after that happened, I said, and I started thinking, I was like, man, what's going on? I said, God has saved me too many times. He gave me too many chances. And this was like a couple of years after that incident happened. I was like, man, what did he save me for? I know God has saved me for something. And then when I came to the Philippines, I had my first visit, and I seen how poor people were here and people struggling, and I knew it. I said, that's what he saved me
for me to come over here and do what I can do to help people. That's what I'm doing now, you guys. I'm on a mission. God sent me on this mission. All right, guys, so I'm gonna go ahead and get off this. Hope you guys enjoyed the story. So our motto here is help us help others. Black Men in the Village, we back. Love you.